Hello friends, my name is Tawfiq and you're watching my channel Graphics Den. So in this video we are going to see a filter which is called as the Liquify filter, which is here in the Liquify filter menu, Liquify, which will open a separate panel, entire panel of Liquify. So we will begin with the basic tools first. The first tool is forward warp tool, which basically displaces pixels. For example, we have some basic values like size, density, rate means speed, pressure. So let me decrease the pressure value. Let's keep it to around 70 maybe. Then size is 100, density is 50. So if I click and drag it, then it will simply displace the pixels under the brush like this. So let's say if in this particular example, if I want to change the jawline, for example, then maybe I can try to change it, but it has to look realistic, otherwise it will look awful if I mess it up, because it's a face of a real person, so it won't look good at all. So I have to be very careful while editing. So one may ask, why are you changing the jawline? So this is just for an example, but in reality, in most of the modeling photography, the end result that you see, the photograph that is not original at all. So in most of the photography, people do a lot of editing like this, that just I'm doing not. That doesn't mean that people don't use original photographs. Yes, many people use original photographs, but in most of the photography, usually in the product, when they have some product like beauty products and all, so in that photography, people usually chop and change original photos, like just what I have did. So this is the original image. If I click on this restore all button, so this is the original button, and if I press undo, Ctrl Z, then this is the, I will zoom it a little bit, look, this is the original, and Ctrl Z, this is what I have done, but it looks realistic. So we have to be subtle while changing or editing the photograph. So this basically displaces the pixels. Forward warp tool, this basically displaces the pixels, and you can change these many values like size, pressure, rate, density. Now I will again press restore so that it becomes, or it gets into the original state. Then we have the reconstruct tool. Reconstruct tool basically acts as a history brush, because we are now in the Liquify panel, so we cannot use history brush in this panel. So instead of history brush, they have given us a reconstruct tool, which basically works as the history brush like this. It is reconstructing the image. So in other words, it is doing what history brush does, reconstruct. I will again press restore. I think it is taking a bit longer than usual, because this is a high definition photo. Restore. Hopefully this is still working. Yes, okay, good. Then we have another tool which is called as the smooth tool, which basically tries to smoothen the pixels. As you can see, smooth. Again I will press restore. Then we have twirl tool. So it basically twirls, but only in the clockwise direction, hence it is called as twirl clockwise. So if I only click and hold the left mouse button, it will twirl. Whatever area you want to twirl, you can use it. Restore. Then we have pucker tool and blow tool. These are the most used tools in Liquify. Pucker tool is used for shrinking any objects like this, but you have to be very careful while shrinking because it has to look realistic unless you are deliberately trying to distort or make an image cartoonish, then you have to be very careful. So this is pucker tool, and bloat tool, as its name suggests, it bloats any object that we use it on, it bloats. So let's say if you want to increase some like biceps muscle and something, then you can use this particular thing. And this is the thing, push left, it simply pushes the pixels on the left side like this. Let's say if I want to change the hairline a little bit, but not too much. But we have to be very careful with the properties, then only then it will look real. Then we have freeze mask tool. Let's say if I want to protect these pixels, I don't want to change these pixels, I only want to change the hair. So if I want to protect these pixels, because it can happen accidentally, I can change this pixel. So I have now protected this particular area, and if I change or try to change these things, so it won't affect, as you can see, it won't affect this area because it has been protected by the mask tool, freeze mask tool. Now if I want to remove some portion of the mask, then I can use the thaw mask tool. So basically we are freezing and thawing. Thaw. And if you want to change the mask options, we have some mask options. Let's say if I want to invert all, so this is the only portion which is without the mask and everything else is mask. And again if I press invert, it will again bring us to the same situation. And if I don't want, if I want all the portion as a mask, and if I don't want mask at all, then I can press on the none button. Now this is the tool, hand tool, you know, this is used for panning the image. Like if I zoomed the image, you can use it for panning, and this is the zoom tool. Basically it zooms. You can use the shortcut key Control plus and Control minus for zooming, or Command plus or Command minus if you are using Mac. Now this is the very useful, most useful option in this Liquify panel. This is called as face tool. So basically we have two ways to use this. We can directly use this on any portion, so it automatically detects a part of the face. So in this particular area, it detects elements of the face like eyes, nose, lips, or forehead, jawline. It automatically detects. But remember one thing, for that to detect the face, the image quality has to be good. So this is a good quality image. So you can see some lines, so you can simply tilt the image, the eye, you can increase or decrease the size. Similarly for nose, for lips, mouth, like this, jawline as well. I will press on restore. So this is the one way, manually doing it. And if you want specific values, then we can do it by using this option from the panel, which is similar, face away liquify. So we have the eyes, two boxes for two eyes. This is the left eye, this is the right eye. So if I change the value, you can see it is changing the value. And if you want to change the right eye, then we have this. And if you want to change it together, then we can click on this link button and we can change it together, the values together. You can see the eyes are changing together. And if you want to change it separately, then you can turn off this link button, then it will change separately. Similarly, this is the entire eye size. Then we have height. If you only want to change the eye height, then you can change, this is the left one and this is the right one. And if you want together, then you can simply together, eye width together, let's do it together. Then tilt, you can see it is tilting. Then eye distance you can change. Then we have nose, we can change the nose value, you can see The nose height you can change, then we can change the nose width. But you have to be subtle again. It has to look realistic, otherwise it won't look good. Then we have mouth, then we have smile option. Now before changing the smile value, I will change the upper lip, then we have lower lip, then we have mouse width, then we have mouse height. Look how it opens, but we cannot do it too much because it won't look realistic. And if I want to change the smile value, let's see, now she is smiling a little bit, but you cannot overdo it. Subtle, this is the smile. And if you want a sad face, then you can simply decrease this value. So it has to be realistic, it has to be precise if you want a good result. Then we have face shape, which includes forehead. Obviously we have forehead, the forehead value. And remember, you can also change it from here, forehead value, like this, and you can change it from here also. Chin height, you can see chin. Then we have jawline, then we have face width. So these are very important options if you are a photographer or something related to photography. Mostly photographers use it for editing, mostly in modeling photography. So this is a very interesting option. Definitely I'll suggest you to check it out and do some experiment with it and try it on various photographs, like photographs taken from various angles of the face maybe, and you will find some new things if you practice yourself. So I think that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, bye bye and cheers.